Rise, Meg.
The Force will be with you.
Hello my dear friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Star Wars Meg, here to give you all of the news from a galaxy far, far away. We have so many really exciting things to get through today, including Obi-Wan Kenobi news. We're also going to be speaking about Boba Fett and taking a look at Jon Favreau's reaction to Luke Skywalker in Chapter 16 of The Mandalorian. Before I get into the news, please may I ask you to hit like down below, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new and welcome if you are, and please be sure to hit that notification bell to be alerted each and every time I post new content on my channel. You can expect daily Star Wars updates from me. So without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. We start by talking about Jon Favreau, who is relieved that the Mandalorian Season 2 finale was not spoiled. So this is what he had to say. It was very tricky because it's very hard to keep a secret nowadays, especially with Star Wars because people are so curious about it. We were so scared right up until it aired that our surprise cameo was going to leak too. He says, "We started off the whole series with the Baby Yoda reveal. Part of that is not telling too many people, and not having merchandise that's being tooled up and announced and everything. Having Mark Hamill actually on set filming and us using whatever technology we had available to de-age him and try to make him look as much like he did in the original films." So this is also a point of conjecture that I want to bring up. Some fans were not happy with the way Luke Skywalker looked in CGI'd form. And while it was obvious that they did use CGI, to me it did not take away the nature of what it symbolized to have Luke Skywalker return to Star Wars. They finally did justice to Luke Skywalker's character after Return of the Jedi, and we saw the Jedi Master in full action at full power and at full strength. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau were fully aware of the fact that fans were not happy with the sequel trilogy, at least the diehard fans, because we didn't get to see the Luke Skywalker that was the symbol of hope in the galaxy. The Luke Skywalker we all fell in love with in the original trilogy, who we grew up idolizing and perceiving as this bastion of hope. And now, my friends, this brings us on to our next article, why the Mandalorian's Luke Skywalker CGI issues don't really matter. Luke's face in The Mandalorian looked less realistic than Leia's or Grand Moff Tarkin's in Rogue One, but unlike their minor roles in the movie, Luke's reveal was preceded by 2 whole seasons of build-up. All of Mando's efforts to protect Grogu and the invaluable support of characters like Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, Cara Dune, Mayfeld and even Boba Fett were aimed to ensure Grogu was delivered to the Jedi. Whereas Leia's appearance in Rogue One was a nice connection to A New Hope, Luke's role in The Mandalorian is the cathartic moment the whole series was leading up to. The use of Mark Hamill's young face via CGI was also a symbolic gesture to fans. Now, I believe this is the perfect moment to bring up the fact that there's a reason they went with CGI instead of using an actor like Sebastian Stan or any lookalike to Luke Skywalker post-Return of the Jedi era Star Wars. It's because he's not going to be a recurring character in The Mandalorian Season 3 and Season 4. He might show up again once or twice, but the primary focus of The Mandalorian Season 3 is going to be Din Djarin and Bo-Katan. There's been so much debate here on YouTube and also on Reddit as to which direction the plot will go in for The Mandalorian Season 3, but the majority of people seem to think that Din Djarin will face off against Bo-Katan, and it could be the end for that character. I don't necessarily think that's the direction it's going to go in. I think both will live and they might come up with a solution where neither person has to forfeit, neither person has to die. I think Mandalore is going to play a pivotal part in The Mandalorian Season 3, and it's going to be a very different feel compared to Seasons 1 and 2. Season 2 already in and of itself felt very different to Season 1, but we're really going to get something vastly different in the 3rd season. Now that we know that Boba Fett and Fennec Shand are doing their own thing in the spin-off series of The Mandalorian called The Book of Boba Fett, I think the fate of Din Djarin, Bo-Katan Kryze, the Nite Owls and so on is going to be a completely different one, and they're going to go down a path we haven't seen before. I do believe obviously Grogu is going to come back. He is a cash cow for Disney and central to the whole Mandalorian in and of itself. I think we will see Din Djarin reunite with Grogu at some point in the future as well. He will come back to the show is what I'm saying in one form or another. We might also get some more insight into why Luke Skywalker eventually ends up a recluse in the sequel trilogy unless they somehow retcon the sequels and go a completely different direction. And I know a lot of you guys want to see that happen, and I obviously love Luke Skywalker as a character. So I would be more than happy if they took a different direction than the sequels, but I do think, as I've stated many times, that this is very unlikely. And as much as I hate to say it, and it does pain me to say it, they are going to tie in the sequels in some way. I believe that the cloning project we saw in Chapter 12 will eventually lead to the creation of Snoke and Palpatine. So now let's move on, and we're going to be talking about the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So over on Star Wars Speculation, the Reddit page, there are some fans who believe that Maz Kanata is going to show up on the basis that we saw the statue of her, or someone who looks very similar to her, in the prequels. Now I know I've defended The Force Awakens 1,000,001 times on my channel. Let me be open and honest with you guys, I don't want to see anything sequels related in the Kenobi series. It's the one show that us Obi-Wan and Anakin fans have. It's the show we've been looking most forward to pretty much since Revenge of the Sith. It's going to be the rematch of the century, as Kathleen Kennedy says. Just please keep it to post-Revenge of the Sith era Star Wars, and let's see the conflict within Obi-Wan's mind, what he got up to on Tatooine. I can't wait to see Hayden reprise the role of Darth Vader and flashbacks of Anakin Skywalker. I want to hear Qui-Gon's voice. I want it to stay true to that part of the Star Wars universe, and them introducing Maz Kanata, unless it makes logical sense, would just be kind of a kick in the face for us prequels fans. And fans of the original trilogy, of course. But they need to tie Revenge of the Sith in with A New Hope in a way that does justice to the authenticity of that period of time in Star Wars. Now, something in the Kenobi series which not many people have spoken about, in fact I've heard no one speak about this, is we probably are also going to get Ian McDiarmid as Palpatine. In the making of The Rise of Skywalker, he explicitly stated he would love to come back to play Palpatine in any future Lucasfilm project, so they really need to have him in there, let's be honest. Now, if you're a veteran to my channel, you'll know that Granddaddy Palps, as I call him, is my favourite character in Star Wars, so of course I would love to see Ian McDiarmid reprise the role. So now, my friends, it's time to talk about Boba Fett. This is from Epic Stream, and they write, Star Wars prequel trilogy actor wants to star in the Book of Boba Fett. Daniel Logan, who played young Boba in Attack of the Clones, has shown interest that he wants to return in the Book of Boba Fett. I personally think that would be awesome if they're going to do flashbacks to younger Boba Fett and his life. So let me read to you from the article. As it stands, we still know very little about the show, but it's safe to assume at this point that the Book of Boba Fett will finally give us an answer as to how Boba survived that fatal fall into the Sarlacc pit in Return of the Jedi. It's also guaranteed to address the partnership between Fennec Shand and Boba. But now a familiar face in Star Wars is expressing his desire to appear in the show. Daniel Logan, who tweeted on Twitter, I'm overwhelmed and touched by all the ideas, comments and support you're all showing for me to in some way return as #Boba Fett. I hope to, but no, if I don't, I'm so honoured to have been part of such a loved character and to be part of Star Wars. I've watched a lot of interviews with Daniel Logan. He seems like a really awesome guy. And obviously that was the Boba Fett I grew up with back in 2002 when I saw Attack of the Clones for the first time. You know what, I really hope he gets a part, at least in the flashbacks of Boba Fett. Make all these projects feel really authentic to Star Wars. There's a way of doing fan service and callbacks in the right way. Of course, in 2020, we have technology that they didn't have in 2002, and of course in Return of the Jedi in 1983. So yeah, let's make it authentic to Star Wars. I'd love to see a flashback to young Boba. So my friends, that is all of the news I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed the update, and if you did, be sure to give this video a big fat like, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and also please consider contributing to the channel by becoming a patron of mine on Patreon. For either $2 or $10 a month, you can get exclusive access to content that is not found here on this platform. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.